When you think about creating your digital product, you really need to focus on the thing that comes easy to you. So that was the biggest takeaway from the exercise is focus on the thing that comes easy to you, that you can speak freely about, that you can then earn the trust of people about because they can see how confidently and easily you speak about that particular topic. Hey guys, happy Friday. It's another beautiful day here in Bali. It is Cash Flowing Fridays with Nichole. And for those of you that are new here, welcome to the channel. This is where you come for your daily dose of inspiration on what it looks like to live your freedom life out loud without ever having to take a vacation from it. This channel, we focus on all things freedom, being the new rich, and rich stands for R, resting, I, intentional living, C, cash flowing and all things money moves, and H, health and wellness. And so if you're new here, today is Friday, and this is where we talk about cash flowing and essentially how to make money online. On Mondays, we talk about making money moves with Nichole, where I basically discuss with you how it is that I was able to create a financial foundation for me being able to leave my job 2 years ago. And then on Fridays, we talk about cash flowing, which are all the things that I'm doing that makes money into the future. So if you are in a place where you're thinking about transitioning away from your career and you may not necessarily have the right financial foundation that you think you'd be comfortable with, then you want to tune in on Mondays. That's where I talk all things money moves and all the things that I did as part of my 9 to 5 career that helped set me up to be able to transition away from my career. And then on Fridays, we're going to talk about all the things I'm doing right now to make money online so that I can share with you what I've been learning and I can be an example of what that looks like. So let's go ahead and get started. Today is a pretty chill day for me today. I really don't have anything planned. I am going to make my I just got my groceries delivered, so we can put those away while I talk about cash flowing. And the thing that I want to say is that, so there are actually 5 things that I have been focused on over the past probably 12 months specifically that I've been researching and figuring out how I want to generate income online. And in a previous video, I kind of give you a high level overview of what those things are. So I'll leave that link in this video, but I'll summarize them real quick right now. And the goal of my Cash Flowing Fridays is to basically go into more detail on each one of these things, on what I did in order to kind of get them up and off the ground. And so the first one is digital products, right? The second one is building out my Freedom Chaser Club community. The third one is offering girls trips in order to introduce people to my new home, which is here in Bali. The fourth one is coaching, one-on-one coaching. For those of you that want to expedite your track towards whatever it may be in terms of finding support for what it looks like to transition out of your career, what it looks like to get your finances in order so that you can transition out of your career, and then what it looks like to create another income source while you are in this next phase or season of your life, right? And then the fifth thing is affiliate marketing. So those are the 5 things that I've been kind of like dabbling around in and sort of essentially perfecting over the last 12 months. And now I'm at a place where I feel like I can share with you guys. The one that we're going to delve into today is digital marketing. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the steps that I took to come up with my digital product and then the steps that I took in order to implement, execute, launch the digital product, right? I'm going to make me some collagen tea. While I have you guys, I've been getting a late start to my morning because When I get into these research modes, this whole year has been a whole year of just kind of like researching and exploration and testing out things and seeing what works and doesn't work. And the reason I'm doing that is because now I can share that with you. So I'm gonna make this collagen tea. I'll share with you this because I get asked this a lot as well. I drink collagen tea. Let me preface it by saying I drink my collagen as a tea, but you don't have to drink collagen as a tea. A lot of people put this stuff in like their smoothies. But the reason I love it, I've been taking my collagen peptides and these are them. So this is the brand that I use. It's Viva Naturals. I've been using this for like a year and a half straight now, and it's been amazing. I can totally see the difference in my skin. Let me put it out there. This has been my experience with the collagen peptides. I know it's kind of like all the rage now, and I just ended up using this brand, and this is a brand that I personally have just stuck with. I've seen the difference, and so the things that I've noticed since I've started taking it is definitely like my skin. I get asked a lot of questions about skin. I get a lot of questions about my nails because a lot of people think that I have gel on them and I do not. Like this is just regular nail polish. And then just overall, the other thing that I really like about this is that I'm able to get my 20 grams of protein per serving, which for me is very helpful because if you're trying to meet your protein intake for the day, I'm not a huge eater. So this serves as a way where I can get a big bang for doing very little, which is just to make like this little 6-ounce cup of collagen tea. And so what I do with this, guys, is that, like I said, I actually just warm this up a little bit in a microwave. I like to put a little sea salt in here. Like that just kind of makes it really, really yummy. And then the other thing that I do is a lot of the stress that I used to experience when I worked a 9 to 5, I had burnout and it was really messing with my digestion. Like the stress and the imbalance in my hormones from the stress really caused a lot of digestive issues for me. And so the L-glutamine is something that I use to just kind of help with my stomach lining and my gut health. And then of course, ladies, as we get to a certain age, we got to get our creatine in because maintaining that muscle on your body for the health of your, and again, I'm no dietitian expert, okay? This is just the stuff that I've been doing. I get asked about it, so I can only share what it is that I've been doing, and this is one of those things. So I usually just kind of heat this up in the microwave, and then I have it as my tea. So that's that. The other supplements that I take that have been iron and biotin. I don't go a day without those things. So while that's making, let's jump into the video, guys. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to kind of go into detail about is digital products, right? So when I left my job, I really didn't have like a plan for what it is that I was going to do. Like I had no plan. All I knew was that I needed to be in a different environment for my health because although I really, really love my job, I just think, we all get to a place where we want something more out of life, right? And I don't think they ever prepare us for when that day comes. And I know a lot of us are probably, especially as we get older, like I just made my 49th birthday in December. And so as we're getting older, I don't think they ever tell us that there's a season in life when we wake up and we realize that, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. There's got to be more to life. I want to see what else there is. And so that was happening for me probably in my mid 40s. And honestly, guys, I was terrified. I was terrified of the feeling and the thoughts that I was having because I was like, what is this? Like, I'm doing everything that they told me that I was supposed to do. I've gone to school, I've gotten a good job, I've climbed the corporate ladder, I've done all the things. Like, why am I feeling like I'm not fulfilled? Right? Even though I had all the things. And really, what I've chalked it up to, just in the past 2 years of like just kind of being with myself and having this moment of self-discovery, it's really part of life. It's part of evolving as a human, but no one ever tells us this. No one ever tells us that we're going to wake up one day and we're going to feel like we have a calling, that we want to do more and be more with our lives. So fortunately for me, I was in a financial position to step away from that work. And guys, when I tell you I didn't have a plan, I didn't had no idea what I was going to do. And so that's how this was born, right? I essentially had to, let's see if this is good enough. Perfection. I got it just right. Sometimes I don't get the salt part just right, but now it's perfect. So me being here on YouTube really is a part of me just sharing a journey of stepping away, choosing myself, not having a plan or idea for what I'm going to do, and just sharing it with, I know so many other people that are in the exact same position. And so my journey has been one of sharing so that I can inspire others to do the same, right? So yes, of course, people want to know, well, girl, okay, so you were able to step away from the job, but how do you support yourself? Well, I had to figure that out. So I did have a good financial foundation, but then also at the same time, like I have to figure out what I'm doing into the future. So one of the things that I started playing around with was digital products, right? And I know we hear that, that's like a big buzzword now, but I decided to tip my toe in to figure out and learn what it was all about. And really, all digital products are products that you market and sell some type of a service or expertise to people that are in need of that service or expertise, right? So for me, it was kind of figuring out what that thing would be. One of my coaches that I work with, Glo Atamo, she had like a really amazing exercise, because sometimes when we leave and we go out and we want to spread our wings, we want to get into all these new things, right? Like I don't want to necessarily do the thing that I've always been doing, but she really helped to put it in perspective in terms of like building trust with the people that you're going to be supporting. And the way that you earn people's trust is really to share with them what it is that you know. And sometimes you might have a lofty dream to be doing something else, but at the end of the day, you have to build credibility in the thing that you know. And so she did this really amazing exercise with me where I had an idea of what it is that I wanted to do, but she would always bring it back home to, you got to stick to the thing that you are great at now, because that's the thing that's going to be the easiest to sell. The exercise that she did was she asked you to write down 3 things that bring you joy, right? And so you write those 3 things down. So she starts with, what are the 3 things that bring you joy, right? And so for me, when I did the exercise, I wrote freedom, I wrote holistic wellness. And for those of you that know I'm a big yogi, you can check out the channel. And 3, money mindset. Like, I feel like the life that I'm living now was fundamentally born from the fact that I really just had a good understanding and relationship with money. And so that's very important, right? And so then she says, what's the thing that you are skilled at? Right? So of those 3 things that bring you joy, what are the 2 things that you are skilled at? And the 2 things that I'm skilled at is money, because I've been in the money industry for the past 20 something years. My degrees in accounting, I have a master's in taxation. I'm also a certified public accountant. And so money, 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 we love money over here, okay? So I've worked with ultra high net worth individuals. They say ultra high net worths are starting with your 500 million and above. So I've worked with billionaire families, like directly managing their finances, their portfolio, their lifestyle purchases. When we say money, we love money over here. And then my 2 was holistic wellness, because I fell in love with yoga in my early 20s, and I decided to get my yoga teacher certification probably like 12 years ago, right? And so wellness has always been a huge, huge, huge part of my life. And I actually credit my battle with cancer to how well I was committed to my wellness. There was a point when I was going through my chemotherapy where my oncologist said to me, oh my God, you're taking this regimen of chemo that I give to others like a champ, like you're a rock star, because my body was really in such great condition, right? So holistic wellness has always been something that I've been passionate about, that I've studied. So she said, narrow. So first we started with the joy. What were the 3 joys? Then of those 3 joys, what are the 2 that you're most skilled at? And then of those 2 now, you have to narrow it down to what is in demand. So of those 2 things, which were money and holistic wellness, what's the most in demand? And based on what, I can I can tell, money. People are always interested in money, 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 right? So at the end of the day, even though I wanted to focus on like just this freedom life portion of what I wanted to share with others, I really had to build a foundation in the thing that I was essentially an expert at. And so when you think about creating your digital product, you really need to focus on the thing that comes easy to you. So that was the biggest takeaway from the exercise, is focus on the thing that comes easy to you, that you can speak freely about, that you can then earn the trust of people about, because they can see how confidently and easily you speak about that particular topic, right? So I essentially ended up choosing to create a digital product in the money space. And once I was able to narrow that down, then I had to figure out, okay, well, now that I know what I'm gonna make this digital product on, like, how do I make the digital product? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. That's the other thing that I ended up doing, because now I have freedom of time and freedom of location. I was able to research a lot of different offerings that help teach you how to create and launch and sell your digital product. So one of the programs that I came across was a program that I think I actually found it on YouTube. And the program was called Your First 5K with Arlan. And for those of you that don't know who Arlan is, Arlan Hamilton is an entrepreneur, probably like a serial entrepreneur at this point. And she went from homeless to being a multimillionaire, probably in the space of like a few years. And so when we talk about building credibility with the audience that you want to buy into what it is that you're offering, like her story is one of those stories, right? So she went from being homeless, living in her car, to kind of building like a multi-million-dollar company. And it first started with venture capitalism. So if you don't know her, definitely I'll insert her page stuff here. Go check her out, just read up on her. And she was able to basically turn her whole life around, right? And it started first with venture capitalism, and then she started getting into like the digital product marketing space. And so her program, which is Make Your First 5K with Arlan, is on the school platform. And it was actually pretty affordable to get in. She just has a lot of information on what type of digital product you can create. So it can be like a workbook, a virtual workshop. It can be an ebook. It could be almost anything, as long as it's kind of focused on the thing that you know that you are good at, in order to build credibility with your potential new customer, then that's what you focus on. So anyway, I bought into her program, right? And I learned all the things on how to go about creating your first digital product. So the first digital product that I created was actually a workshop, and it focused on money mindset, because that's something that I know was instrumental to me being able to become a career 9-to-5 multimillionaire, right? My mindset was everything. I wanted to share some of that mindset for philosophy with those that, what I come across is that there are a lot of women that know that they need to do better with their finances, and they cannot figure out why they can't just break through and create new habits. And A lot of it has to do with emotional baggage from childhood and the relationship that you were introduced to with money as a child, right? And so, what I do in that workshop is I get people to kind of reflect back on what were those things that may have informed how your relationship is with money now. I walk through what are the things that you could be doing differently in order to shift that mindset. So, my first digital product offering was a workshop on how do we shift our money mindset in order to make good good financial decisions. So I created the product. My first digital product was one that was a virtual workshop. So once you figure out what the product is going to be, once you build the product, the thing that I used to build my product out was Canva. Most people are familiar with Canva. So now I have the product. Where do I sell the product at? There's several ways you can do it. There are different platforms and things out there. There's Stand Store, which I know a lot of people are familiar with. There's Beacon. There's Gumroad. There are a bunch of different things. But the point I'm making is that all these tips and tricks were in this program, right? If you have no idea where to begin, she really kind of breaks down very simply where you can start without having to have like a huge investment, essentially, right? You don't have to spend a lot of money. I don't think, other than my Canva membership, I did pay for the lowest version of the Stand Store offering. And so Stand Store, guys, is just somewhere where you can put your product offerings on, and it makes it easy for people to purchase. And the same thing with like Hip Pay, I think is one of them, or Pay Hip, Gumroad. Stand is the one that I chose. So once you figure out now where you're going to sell the program, for me it was Stand. I created it in Canva. I put the product on the Stand Store. Then you have to figure out where are you going to sell this thing, right? Who's going to buy it? And so for me, there were two things. And again, all this stuff is like really nicely broken down in this program. And I'm going to leave you guys the link so that you can go check it out for yourself. And so everything is just like neatly packaged up right on the platform. And there are actually a lot of people that are in this group. And what I would say is that sometimes it might be a lot to kind of work through all the things that are in there. One of the things that I'm going to do in my community is maybe have like an accountability group for those that want to use this program to start their digital product offering or go down the road of what it would look like to have a digital product offering. One of the things I offer inside my Freedom Chaser group is sort of like an accountability or support group for those that are going to take the program. Because it is a lot to weed through. And honestly, guys, I've spent months weeding through it. So I can probably get you to where you need to be a whole lot faster, because she does have a lot of information in the program. So when it came to selling the product, I did minimal marketing. Like, I haven't even figured out how to run ads and all that stuff yet, but I sent sort of like feelers out to like my regular Rolodex. I made a flyer in Gemini, giving the details of the program, and I kind of put it on my social media platforms. And I had quite a few people that signed up for it, which was amazing. But Arlan teaches you how to do all that stuff in her program, which is called Your First 5K with Arlan. All that to say, that's how I created my first digital product. First went through the exercise with my coach, Glow. Once I got clear about what the product was going to be about, then I needed to go research how do I launch, create, sell the product. That's when I went and I did a lot of research, and I found Your First 5K with Arlan, which is hosted on the school platform. And so that provided me all the information that I needed because I'd never done this stuff before. And it was very in-depth, it was very detailed. And if you want to check her out in terms of just like getting comfortable with her, who she is as a person, she also has a YouTube channel, so you can go check out her stuff. She's very passionate about this stuff. So I was fortunate enough to come across her program. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. And yeah, like I said, I was able to sell a few of them when I first launched it. I think I made about as of today. So I launched this in December, and as of today, I probably made about $1,500, which is great considering I'm not doing like any huge promotions or whatever, but it's something that's there. It's something that I have on my social media platforms. Once I delivered the virtual workshop, then it's recorded and there. Now I can resell that recording as the digital product offering. And so that lives in my Stan store. So when you buy that product now, you're gonna just get a link to the video from the first initial live offering, and then you offer that digital product as a replay. And you do it once, and then you can just, it resells itself. And it's a topic that's very important. The women that were in the workshop, they had a lot of questions, and a lot of them were able to pinpoint sort of where their money story came from, and then start to work on some things that they could be doing differently in order to change their money story going forward. So really impactful workshop. I love talking about money. I think people sometimes want to get to the I want to make money, but we have a lot of people that are making money and they can't tell you where the money's going. And that's because their mindset and their relationship with money is not a healthy one. So every dollar they make, they spend, and then they wonder why they don't have any funds in their bank account. So the money mindset is a really, really important aspect of creating a healthy financial future for yourself. All right, I'm gonna leave this video here. Two things: figure out what it is that you are good at. That could become the idea for your first digital product offering. And then three, if you want to get clear on how to create the product, how to market the product, how to sell the product, then you can check out Arlan's Your First 5K Work School Network. And that'll be instrumental. And then if you want support, then you can reach out to me. I'll leave that description in the link as well. If you want support and sometimes, like I said, we love coaches over here, okay? Sometimes you just want somebody that's gonna hold your hand while you go through the process. And I've been through the process. I've done it. It's been successful. And I love sharing that knowledge with others. So if you feel like you need help to maybe get you down the path a little faster, check out the link in bio as well, because I can help you with that. Okay. I think that's it for this video, guys. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day here in Bali. No rain. It's sort of like rainy season, so we haven't had any rain today, thankfully, but it's a beautiful day here today. I can take you guys out. This is what I get to wake up to every morning, guys. It's quiet, beautiful, no rain today. How lucky am I? I actually think I'm gonna I need to go to the electronics store because I need to get like a better mic. And so I'm gonna call my driver and maybe go run some errands today. It's Friday, and then I'm gonna head to yoga at like 5 o'clock. So thanks guys for joining me. I hope this video was helpful. My goal is to share with you all the things that I've been learning in the past 12 months on just how to generate income online. And yeah, hopefully it'll inspire you to start your journey and you don't have to spend as much time figuring out as I did. All right, so I'm gonna call it quits for this video. You guys have a good weekend. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.